So welcome back, That Part Talk Show. We're not doing too many of these this year, so I'm making sure that they're special ones. I'm working on my, new project, a documentary of me and the female DJs in Vegas and around the U.S. mostly, giving them shine and credibility to the things we do and the things we go through out here, which is crazy because I've been seeing so many crazy documentaries popping up lately, and it's like the truth is being told. So I'm excited to get into this project. And while we are on the topic of making movies, we got a nice film producer / film festival producer / boss chick in the building. What is up, girl? You came highly recommended by Logan. He was like, you gotta have her on there, put her on. So I was like, you know what? Let's do it.
Yeah,
we don't have very many film females in this business.
No, we need more.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So good for you for paving the way out here in Vegas.
I'm trying.
Especially just film in general in Vegas, because I feel like there's not a lot of it. We're in such a music entertainment type place, but when it comes to film, there's not. I've never heard of anything like that. I mean, there's people who come out here to do like shows and stuff,
right? Just
because of the scene,
right?
But I haven't really heard of anything like that. So kudos to you for bringing it out here.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard as a female director, producer making your way into the industry, and I feel like, I don't know, like especially making your own thing is kind of like a whole other ball game, and I don't know, I'm just excited. I'm excited for the future.
I'm excited for you, but before we get there, let's rewind. Let's take it back to the beginning. Who are you? How did you get started in this? What paved the way, and how did you end up here?
So, my name is Malia, and I am a director, producer, and film festival CEO / founder. I created a production company. Well, it's kind of like a parent company. It's overall C47 Productions, this production company, and then as like a branch from the parent company, we also have C47 Film Festival. So I have a production company where I direct, produce, shoot short films, feature films, etc. But then we have the film festival as well now that's happening in 2.5 weeks, kind of.
Right around the corner. How did you get into it? Was this like your dream growing up, or did you just fall and trip into it, or did somebody inspire you, or how did this even start?
Yeah, it was an accident. So I actually started in middle school. I started shooting and editing short films in like vlogs with my friends. And then I just knew that this is something that I wanted to do. I wanted to get behind the camera or edit or shoot. Took a little bit of a break, went through high school, did a lot of like photography classes and stuff, kind of got my start like very technically. And then at that point, transitioned. I actually got kidnapped by accident. I did production assistant work for the Jimmy Kimmel show by accident. And then I accidentally did like the Latin Grammys production work. And I was like, oh, maybe this is what I meant to do for the rest of my life. I'm like, this is where I feel extremely comfortable. And then I took about a 4-year break. And then I woke up one day and I'm like, I want to do what I've always wanted to do, And so within 24 hours, I started a production company. It was originally called Dark Nebula Productions, and then that transitioned now into C47 Productions, and then that branched off into C47 Film Festival. But I've shot like multiple short films. I'm working on my first feature film. Done lots of music videos. Got captured by a couple film studios here in town to do some work, and did some really cool stuff with them. But I mean, for the most part, I'm like working on just my own stuff right now.
Nice. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in a cornfield in Kansas.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah. I was born and raised in Topeka, Kansas. And then I spent like my middle school, high school years in Wichita, Kansas. And then I graduated high school early at 17 and moved out here on my own at 17.
Nice. So you've been out here for a while.
Yeah, like way over a decade.
Wow, that's dope. Cornfields. I'm from Texas, and when we go to cornfields, it was just for Halloween. So that's just scary. So you were just like in there, just playing in there.
Yeah, no, that's where
fun.
I lived. So, so my high school was in the middle of a cornfield.
Really?
Know? Yeah, kids would like skip school and it'd be like, oh, well, they're just in the cornfield.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, no, cornfields scare me. I can't. Even the mazes, like, I'm like, nah, especially at night, and then they get all foggy. No, absolutely not. Like Children of the Corn. What the heck? Absolutely not.
Yeah, no, it was kind of scary. No, my house is haunted where I grew up.
What?
Yeah, that's a whole other story.
No, we got to hear this story, because what?
I have so many stories. I feel like every time I'm ever in an interview or podcast, we only ever talk about like ghosts and aliens. So this is kind of just so natural for me. So I grew up in this house, and I actually have one specific story. So my great grandma raised me, right? And she was like in her 80s at the time. And we lived in this like old house. And there was a basement, because it's Kansas. There's no basements here in Vegas. But
right. Because you guys get tornadoes and stuff, right?
Yeah. And there was this basement, and I'm kind of playing in the garage. The garage leads to the basement. And all of a sudden, I would always see like ghosts.
You say it so naturally, like.
No, yeah, I would. And then it got to a point where I actually saw this man standing at the top of the stairs, and he was wearing overalls. He had green eyes and like brown hair. That's like the most detail I've ever seen in like a ghost. I don't know.
Wow.
And he's just standing there, and he's looking at me, and then he goes down the stairs, and I run into the house, and I'm like, Grandma, I just saw some like guy in the garage. And like she's like, well, what did he look like? And I'm like, oh, well, he had brown hair and green eyes, and he was wearing overalls. He was about this tall. And she like starts like crying and going in the other room. And I'm like, what just happened? And so I later find out that she had lost a son that she had never told me about. And that was his exact description.
Gosh. I just got the chills.
And so he was,
oh my gosh.
And that was his exact height, everything, like the things he wore, his eye color, his hair color. And they were... It's muffin time.
He's always eating.
Just look over and he has this giant muffin. Yeah.
She's like, actually, if you're gonna eat, sharing is caring. That is crazy. No, like, I'm not. So not only did you see ghosts as a kid, but then you were raised in a cornfield. Like, you must really appreciate Vegas at this point. Like, what made you choose Vegas?
My mom lived here, and then my dad
okay.
lived in Kansas, so I would split the time. And as a 17-year-old, you're like, well,
Vegas was cooler.
Where would I rather live?
There's no ghosts over there.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of ghosts over here.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're all never mind. Let me stop. I've heard a few places. One thing that scares me the most is ghosts. Like, ghosts as far as like spirits, because I believe in spirits.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that's like, it almost makes me like emotional. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, because it's like zombies and boogeymans and you know what I mean?
Right.
Clowns, whatever. But like spirits who like were once people, you know what I mean? And are like souls, like that type of stuff. Like, ooh.
I have a theory.
Oh my God.
I actually don't think... Okay, here's the thing. I ghosts might exist, but here's where I'm currently at, is that I think I saw this person and the other day, and they said something that like really stuck with me. And she said, I was pregnant, right? Mm-hmm. And I was laying in my bed, and I would always hear these sounds and noises, and this stuff would happen in the corner of my room every single night. Every single night there was something, or something would fall, or something would be thrown. She's like, but there's something in the corner of my room. And she goes, a year and a half later, I realized that was just my daughter. So my theory is...
Like a future daughter.
Yeah. So my theory is that ghosts are just energy of like future or past scenarios, or people who are taking up that space, but that they aren't there at that moment, but kind of like a timeline, kind of like looping back on itself kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where like the theory of infinite parallel universes is that everything is happening all at once, and there's so many different parallel dimensions and like things happening. So you and I are talking right now, but there's also a dimension where I'm not talking to you,
or we're reversed,
or we're reversed, or I'm you. Right. Yeah. So there's any infinite possible.
And I grew up in a cornfield.
Exactly.
Absolutely not.
So
no.
So that's the theory, though, is that like there's so many different infinite like possibilities for universes, so that you're actually like, it's not a ghost, but you're actually seeing or feeling the energy of what the infinite other parallel universe was acting out, if that makes sense.
No, that does make sense. That's interesting. Do you screenwrite as well?
I do.
Because that's like Future Ghosts. Like that's a movie right there.
Oh, I gotta tell you my idea for my feature film that I'm doing right now. Then.
Well, we'll wait on that. We gotta make sure we do some NDAs for that. We don't want nobody stealing our ideas.
You're gonna love it.
So when you took a break after high school, before your break, what made you take that break, and what were you doing, and what made you be like, you know what, I need to come back?
I started a family.
Okay.
Yeah. And I had a daughter, and she's amazing. And I took that break, and I loved taking that break. But now I'm excited to be back.
So at what point what made you get back into film?
My divorce.
Oh, interesting. You know what? I'm not going to lie. Every time I got out of a relationship, in my mind, it was like the world is over. But so many doors opened up afterwards. Like I always level up after a breakup, like an extreme breakup, not just the dating ones, but like an extreme breakup. I always be like, oh, my life is over. And then
24 hours. Just give me like a week. Just give me another week.
I'm like, you know what I mean? That's like the universe or whatever you believe in telling you, like, you know what, that you had to let that go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, everything is meant to happen for a reason. And like, if you're not meant to be with a person, like it's going to not happen.
Right.
And if you're meant to be with that person, no matter what, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to eventually happen.
I'm waiting patiently.
I don't know. Like, I don't know what's meant to happen for me. And I think that's what's exciting about my life right now is I'm going through my Saturn return, and I just turned 29, and I'm really excited, and I don't know what's going to happen for me. But also, I don't know what's going to happen for me. And that sucks. No, Can I curse?
Of course.
That fucking sucks.
No, yeah. I mean, you know, and there's this whole thing about like, people always tell you like, oh, just wait till you turn 30. Or like if it's like some like over the hill thing you have to expect, and it's like once you get to the other side, it's great. It's amazing.
I keep hearing your 30s are your best.
They say your 20s are for your learning and your 30s are for your earning.
I've learned too much.
Which is great, because now your 30s are going to be awesome, because you're like, well, I did it all. I learned it all. You know what I mean? Now your 30s, you just apply everything and just, you know what I mean? Just rock it.
Too much.
Rock it to the moon. Oh, girl. You know what? But that makes people.
It does.
You know what I mean? People who don't know struggle or have not been through some shit, they wait until these are the people who are like in their 50s still in a hot girl summer. Yep. You know what I mean? Because they haven't really experienced anything. Yep. So,
absolutely.
You know, as much as I hate that we all have to go through such traumatic experiences, that sometimes lights a fire under your ass and be like, you know what?
So.
Let me do this shit. Let me boss up real quick. Let me make a whole film festival.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like some things and some people aren't meant to be in your life, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But so, like, it's a lot.
No.
It's a lot.
Girl, I'm making a documentary. Trust me, I know. And I'm only 35. So you would think I'd be like 50 making a documentary. No, this is only half my life.
It's a lot.
And this is a lot to cover.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, no, I mean, kudos to you for being able to, you know, take it all and put it all into good energy instead of just being like, woe is me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I have my days. Absolutely.
No, definitely.
But I mean, for the most part, I try to, and I transform all of my art into real life experiences, like my short film.
Yeah, definitely.
That I'm working on right now. We're shooting in 4 weeks. I'm crazy.
And it's
2 weeks after my film festival.
Own experience?
Yeah. It's based off of a form of a relationship that I was a part of for multiple years. Maybe 4. Maybe 4. You guys might have heard of it.
Interesting.
No, I think it's such a cool thing because I love Ari Aster. He's a film director, and he made Hereditary and Midsommar.
Oh, yeah.
And he's brilliant. And I think what's really great about Midsommar is that you watch it and you're like, what the fuck did I just watch?
Yeah.
But then when you see his interview where he was like, oh, it's what it feels like to go through the stages of a breakup, and then you rewatch it, you're like, this is genius.
Yeah.
This is genius.
I like stuff like that.
I love this. And so that's what mine's about. My short film is about a mailman delivering mail, but it's about what it feels like to be in a relationship with someone it's really one-sided, and like you like love and care about them so fucking much, but they don't give a fuck about you.
That's the story of my life.
Yep.
You need an actress?
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like at that point, it's just kind of like you have to learn to move on. And that's what it kind of is at the end of the film, is the person who's based off of me, the Jack the mailman. He gets to ride off into the sunset with his happy ever after as a whole person himself and loving himself. And he doesn't need to be waiting around for someone who's going to just remember him when they want to remember him, or even want him, or or like anything, you know. I just feel like it's a very like self-love kind of film, and it's where I was at and where I'm at right now in my journey and like my life.
Yeah, I can agree. I mean, I'm the same way. I think I've done too much dating around, and I think I told somebody this the other day, like I grew up in the 90s where it was like Disney princesses and R&B music, which was you know, all about R&B. Love, and you know, Disney princess was like, find your Prince Charming and get scooped up and live happily ever after. And then I grow up and realize like we live like in a reality show, and like Tyler Perry movies where it's like all drama.
I had to find my new identity.
That part.
I had to, in the last year,
that part.
I was raised in a very Christian household. So I was raised to support a man, to be there for a man, to serve a man. That was my entire identity in Disney movies and everything. And now I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, wait, I don't even know if I want that. I don't know if I want to get married again. I don't know if I even want a relationship.
That's
and
crazy.
I'm like having an identity crisis, because that was supposed to be my identity. And now I'm like, do I even want to have anyone in my life ever again? And I'm truly. No,
that part. Girl, I feel you.
Yeah.
You're like speaking my soul.
Yeah, truly.
No, I'm the same way. I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not worried about it. Yeah. I'm in this like very zen mode where I'm like, you know what? It is what it is, you know?
I'm never gonna like beg a man to ever be in my life. I'm never gonna chase someone. I'm never gonna ask someone to be in my life. If you want to love me and be in my life, then you are going to be in my life. But if not, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna chase that anymore. I don't care. Right. I don't care.
Or even just the thought of marriage, like you said. I think like for the longest time I felt this, because I was married before as well, and he passed away, and I felt like this like constant like, well, according to my culture, I have to get married. Like you're not whole until you get married, or you know what I mean? But then I started realizing like, well, I did it. I checked that box. You know what I mean? I had a kid. I checked that box. At this point, do I really want to get married again? Like, I'm like, I'm okay with the just really great friendship with benefits.
No, me too.
You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know if I want that anymore.
I know. I feel like I always like find like one really great friends with benefits, and I just like we're good.
We'll just keep it here.
We're good.
Just keep down this path.
Yeah.
You do you, I do me.
Yeah.
Show up when you want to. Call me. No problem. No drama. You know, but real no strings attached.
Yeah.
These guys get
That's
too
where
sensitive.
I'm at right now. That's where I'm at. It's just like no real strings attached. I don't want anybody around
And because
me.
you're focused, girl.
I am.
You got so much on your plate. Talk about all the things you got on your plate right now before we start showing a clip of this mutual, because you got to tell people, like, people think like we just sit around and just be like, oh, we're just on our couch doing our nails and we're just, you know, we're good. No, like we doing some shit. What are you doing? What does your day consist of right now?
I wake up at 7 a.m. every day, and I don't stop until 11 p.m. because I have the 2 businesses, and then I have my day job and my daughter. So I feel like it's 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. every single night, especially because the film festival's in 2.5 weeks too. That's also a major thing. But my day consists of wrangling my 30 employees for my film festival, which I'm so thankful for. Each one of them is so amazing and so talented, and I don't know, I couldn't have put together C47 Film Festival without my team. And they just they came and they were like, I see your vision, we're gonna do this. And yeah, I'm going to put everything into it. I mean,
Nice.
even some of our staff have put in like their own money, their own time, their own like resources. And so I'm wrangling them. And then on top of that, I'm managing my production company and my staff for that, because we've gotten to a point now where we're starting to really get into shooting short films and feature films. So I'm comprising like shot lists and stuff like that. I feel like I'm losing my voice. And then I feel like on top of that, just like wrangling day-to-day responsibilities and just everything that you have to do, like especially as like a single mom, it's so much. And I'm wrangling being like a mother and everything that has to do with that. And it's so much to be there for, you know, your little one. And then on top of that, like extracurricular activities and like school stuff and like making sure that she's getting all that done. And then on top of that, I'm wrangling my 2 businesses, and then my day job. On top of it, I do marketing as well for a living. And
Sheesh.
I do like, I don't know, I feel like a lot, but I feel the most happiest when I'm doing my businesses, like my production company, my
Yeah.
film company, because I feel like my film festival company, because I feel like that's where I'm meant to be, and that's my calling, and I'm working towards that, and that's what I want to do in my life. No, but right now it's mainly getting everything ready for this film festival. I mean, it's in 2.5 weeks. We're having it at Millennium Fandom Bar here right around the corner in Las Vegas. It's the first year. It's kind of unheard of to have a film festival at the caliber that we've had it now. We just had our first event. It was like a networking event. It was out in the middle of Boulder City.
Oh, interesting.
Nowhere. It was at a studio called Abby Ray Studios. Amazing. She's brilliant. She gives acting classes. She's amazing. But it was a studio, and it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. And we had close to 100 people turn out for the event. Like the room was packed wall to wall. I'm dying over here.
She needs a muffin.
I swear to God,
Her mouth is dry because she's like
that would make it
thirsting
more
for the
dry.
muffin.
Yeah, the muffin will make it more dry.
I know, but she's like, I
Then she
need
won't
the
be able to talk it
muffin.
out.
I'd be like, anyway, guys.
So you're out of water is what you're trying to tell
I'm
me.
gonna have to put thought captions.
I'm just dying in general.
Don't
there
die.
anyone-
Don't do that. Not in my studio.
Not my studio.
Wait till you walk outside. I'll give you some water.
Okay. But I have so much that we're doing. We had close to 100 people show up for that event, and that's really unheard of in Las Vegas. And then we have Mark Wahlberg building the studio out here in Summerlin. We're going to have our own first production studio in Las Vegas. And then C47 Film Festival is supposed to be the very, very first of its kind. We are putting Las Vegas on the map for film festivals, which has not been done except for maybe Cinevegas, which was here maybe 10 years ago, but it's been gone for a really long time. But we are putting Vegas on the map. We want to be the next Sundance. We want to be the next Cannes. We want to be big. And we're already kind of setting that precedent, which has been great. We've sold close to 450 tickets for the event.
Dang.
Which is a really big deal. And I don't know, that's just kind of unheard of in Las Vegas, but I think it was long overdue, and I think it's a perfect point in our trajectory with the way Vegas is going with film, that we need a major film festival, and we're here to stay, and we're going to be the next Sundance.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I'll let you take some
Thank
water
you.
real quick.
I'm dying.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I haven't really, besides like I said, shows coming here to do a couple things, or you know, just to use the scenery. I haven't heard of anything like that, so that's really cool, especially now that all of the Cali people are coming here. And I say it with a deep sigh because I can't stand
It's
them.
such a double-edged sword for me. I feel like
It's good for your business.
it is. And here's the thing is that I'm so thankful that we're getting a film studio here, because that's going to give me work, and that's going to give me the opportunity to become a director in Hollywood. That's going to be a really big thing. And
Yeah.
I'm going to be able to like put myself in that path directly, as with I would have had to move to LA otherwise. So I'm immensely thankful for that. But I swear to God, if I have to deal with one more person almost murdering me on the freeway.
Oh my, and it's all Cali people, I'm telling
I
you.
know.
And that's how I feel too. It's like the business is coming here great. Now we're like, it's a whole different Vegas now. It's not just entertainment. It's like
expensive.
film. Now it's going to be sports.
It's
Now it's going to
overcrowded.
be, which is fine. Cool.
Yeah.
Bring the business.
But
leave the locals.
please don't raise my rent $500 a month.
Oh my gosh.
Don't make my rent $1,000 more a month than what it was. Leave me alone.
These Cali people, man. They can't drive for nothing. Like I literally I'm part of a reckless driving advocacy group. It's a group of people who have lost loved ones from reckless driving.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm in every school zone. Every time I see people, I'm honking at people, like telling them to slow. I'm out my window, like slow down. I'm yelling at people, like it's getting a problem, right?
Yeah.
So I ordered a sloth costume. And I'm going to go around to different school zones and hold up signs that say slow down.
That would actually work.
Because I feel like they're
That's
not looking
great.
at the signs that are on the street. It's like a little ass sign like this big that says 20 miles per hour. People don't look at signs already. They can't read. The yellow flashing light, it's like the sun. They can't even see it flashing. So I'm like, I need something to get people's attention.
Absolutely. Don't run the children over.
No, it's bad in my neighborhood. Like one of the schools, Mountain Edge, down the street from me, they've already had 8 kids this year who either got hit or passed away from.
Are you kidding me?
From people just speeding through school zones. Yeah, it's been bad.
Wait, I had no idea it was that kind of problem. I thought
no, reckless driving in general is the #1 leading cause of death here in Vegas.
That tracks.
Yeah,
and that's sad.
It's so sad.
Girl,
and it
get
doesn't
that
help,
sloth costume.
And it doesn't
I'll
help.
come with you.
And it doesn't help that these Cali people are coming here, because when I went to Cali the other day, I noticed that I didn't see not one cop the entire time I was there. Like they're there for the crime, but they don't care about traffic rules in California. So then these people coming over here thinking that that's okay. You know what I mean? Speeding, not looking at signs, whatever. And it's just become a real problem here. So. You know,
that's crazy. And then I get on the freeway. I don't know if but they have like the like 1 car per green.
Oh yeah.
I swear it's always like 2 or 3 cars try to go through on the 1 car per green, and I'm like,
or they almost hit me, and I'm like,
and they almost hit me, and it's like, can you not be patient for 3 seconds and wait your turn? That would be great.
But then they do that just to get in traffic, or just to get to a red light,
like 2 feet ahead of you.
I'm like, bro, I'm right. That's when I roll down my window and be like. What are you in a hurry for? Get a flying car if that's how you feel. Imagine flying cars in Vegas. Oh my gosh.
Oh God, there'd be fatalities every other second.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay.
We need auto driving cars. Okay, sorry. We got way off topic. We got way off topic.
We've been all over the place today.
Oh,
okay,
goodness.
so back to the film festival. What inspired that?
Okay, this is actually a funny story. I was on the phone with my therapist, and I love her to death.
I need one.
Yeah, we all need one.
I need a good one.
I need like 5. So when one's not available, I have the other ones. Yeah. So her name is Lisa. She actually told me to like always shout her out when I can.
Yeah, go Lisa.
Yay, Lisa. And so Lisa's amazing. I was on the phone with her, and I'm just like, I'm not happy in my life. I don't know what the hell would make me happy. I don't know what I want to do. And she goes, well, what's one thing you've always wanted to do? And I'm like, I would love to eventually create a film festival, maybe in my 30s. I think when I get more established and like I'm out of my 20s and I can like get through my phase of my career and my life and like make some more short films, then maybe I can open up a film festival. And she goes, why aren't you doing it right now?
That part.
And I'm like, oh, well, maybe I can't. Maybe. And so I kind of sat there and I thought about it after we had just had our session, because we do it over the phone. So I was kind of like sitting there and I was like, why am I not doing everything right now? And I think for me, like I put too much on my plate, which I am doing. But at the same time, it's going to take a few years to build that. And then when I'm in my 30s, I'll have it.
Exactly.
Instead of waiting and then more time is passing. And so within 24 hours, within a week, I had an entire film review committee. I had an entire like staff and film review committee. And then I had an entire website, LLC, business name, social media, everything within 7 days. And it was up and it was running. And we started with a small group of maybe 7 to 8 people. And now we have close to 30. It's still our first year. And it's built so much into what it is now, and I'm just so proud of my team. I'm just so proud of everybody who's put this together, because it's not just me. Like I had the idea and I had the vision, and I'm like, here's what I want to do, here's my business plan, but also all these people like made it happen, too. It wasn't just me. I really have like the most supportive, amazing people around me that have like supported all of it and my crazy ass ideas.
Hey, you know what I mean? Those people are hard to come by these days.
Are.
So good for you, and I'm glad that you were able to turn that or get that, what do you call it, like that light bulb to be like, yeah, you know what I mean? Because I tell people all the time, they'd be like, oh, I want to do this. I'm like, just do it then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because time is short and we don't know how much more time we have now. So
Absolutely.
it's always great to have goals in the future, but also there's nothing you need to be waiting for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And look how big it's gotten in their first year.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Absolutely. And you said like we don't know how much time we have. I started dying at a stoplight 2.5 years ago, and I was like, it's changed my entire life. I had like this heart condition and no doctor would listen to me for like 10 years. And then it finally got to a point where I was literally dying at a stoplight, and I actually felt myself dying, and I felt what it felt like to die, and it sucked. And then all of a sudden, like, I came out of it and I was like, oh, maybe I'm not meant to go yet. Maybe I'm meant to like be here a bit longer. And so I went to the doctors, and I got heart surgery, which I almost died in the heart surgery as well. But they saved me. And I feel like no matter what in my life, that has forever changed me. And I've never not said what I've wanted to say or done what I've wanted to done or done the projects that I've wanted to done. Done.
Yeah. Hey, they're already being done. So you know what I mean? Do and done. No, that's great. I mean, you know, like I said, again, like people sometimes wait until either somebody of them has gone, or they wait till things have gone to like the rock bottom of things. You know what I mean? So to be able to go through that and be like, you know what? Let me make the best out of this, instead of being like, whoa, that was close. Let me just keep on doing the crap I was doing before. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, some people just don't get it. You know what I mean? Some people it just never clicks. You know, you keep trying to turn on the light and it's like a broken bulb. You know, it's like people just don't get it. So good for you, because you came in at the right time. It's like everything worked out perfectly as it should. You know what I mean?
And that's scary too, though.
Why?
I feel like no matter who I've talked to in the industry, no matter what, no matter how successful they've been, we have this kind of thing about us where, okay, we reached one milestone, but that's not enough. We have to do like the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. Like, I've been talking to some of the most successful people I've ever met in my entire life, and they're still not satisfied. And I think that's what's making them successful. And I think I have that same thing too, is because I actually just I can't announce it for another week. I'm so sad, but I have this really, really, really big thing that I'm announcing in the next week. And it's one of the films that we did. I helped co-direct it, and it got accepted into a very, very large film festival, but I can't announce it. I can't announce it yet.
Pre-congratulations.
Thank you. But I feel like almost worse after learning about it, because I feel like, but this is just such a baby step. This is such a small step in my career, and I need to like learn how to be excited and happy for even the small wins, the small things along the way. But I feel like it's also driving me, so I'm like, what do I do then?
Right.
Yeah.
No, I feel that, because I feel like even like in making my documentary, I'm like, what am I gonna really talk about? Am I really successful? You know what I mean? And then I talk to people, and then I go back into my bio and stuff, and I'm like, no, wait, I did some shit. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, but like you said, it's that drive. You know what I mean? I don't think it's not of a I'm never satisfied thing. I think you're just meant to do so much more. You know what I mean?
I think I am. And I don't want to be egotistical about it, but like, I think I am.
The world needs people like that.
I don't know. I feel this like ever since I was born, I have like this very like strong sense. It has never left. I've had such a strong urge to do more in my life, and it hasn't left, and it eats at me until like I do more. And so I don't know, it's just never left.
Well, keep it. Don't get rid of it. I mean, also don't forget to congratulate yourself. You know what I mean? For the things you have done, like you said. Yeah. But, and you're a single mom doing it. I mean, people don't understand that just the mom part alone, especially having a daughter, that's a lot of work, especially in the world we live in this day with the ice spices and sexy reds and the crap that we sing on TV. It's ridiculous. So give yourself a lot more credit. You know what I mean? But also keep that drive.
You too.
Oh, girl, I'm trying my best. I'm trying my
We're
best.
Just barely surviving out here.
No, we're doing it. You know what I mean?
Mercury retrograde.
It was the eclipse.
If it was.
Oh, these eclipse just.
And my Saturn return. It's all three. Actually, you know what? That's why my life is in turmoil. That's why.
Turmoil?
Yeah.
That's such a
Only for 24 hours.
Okay.
It's literally
Okay.
only
All right.
24
Yeah.
hours.
Let's keep it on a.
It's only 24 hours.
After 24
though, I swear.
hours, you gotta get back on
I
it.
swear.
You only get 24 hours to mope and groan,
It's true.
and after that, you got to get back to it.
It's true. No, and that's all I need. As soon as I lose people in my life, I just need to.
Yeah, I mean, but there's good to that. You know what I mean? I just went to a funeral recently, and it was the most positive funeral I've ever been to.
That's what I want. I want a celebration of life. I
It
don't
was
want everybody to
amazing.
be like mopey.
They were sad,
Well,
but
yeah.
everybody had such great things to say, and it was
Yeah.
just so like I just felt so encouraged after that.
Yeah.
and
I want a celebration.
yeah.
I don't want people. I mean, you can cry, obviously.
No,
I mean,
of course it's sad.
But I feel like I want like celebrations of life to be more prominent. And I feel like in our culture in America, like I feel like we don't have enough of celebrations of things like that. Because in other
Yeah.
cultures, they have like the Day of the Dead, and they have
Mhm.
like different various customs and cultures that they have. But I feel like for us, we just kind of have like a very black and white thinking of how like we celebrate or don't celebrate
As in
death or-
Americans?
Yeah.
Yeah, America is just, don't even get me started on
Yeah.
that.
Okay. That would be a whole discussion. That would be like a 2-hour long discussion.
Oh
Same.
my gosh. We're not even getting started on
I
Americans
know.
thinking. But yeah, I mean, maybe look at it like that. You know what I mean? All the things you're doing now, it's just going to be what everybody after you is going to celebrate for what you've done.
Oh,
Maybe you don't get to celebrate it now,
gosh.
but everybody else is going to be like, man, Malia Aniston, she did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel uncomfortable being like celebrated. I just want to like make.
Girl, you just said you wanted to be celebrated.
no, I do. But like, I feel like when it comes to like my own work and my film festival and all my projects and work that I've done, I'm like, I feel so uncomfortable because for me, like, it's just about the art and I want to make really cool art and I want to make an impact on people. So when people celebrate me, I'm like, I don't deserve it. I just want to like make an impact.
I feel you.
You know what I
okay,
mean?
they'll celebrate your work.
Yeah.
Let's get to some of your work so we can celebrate it. Let's talk about this mutual film. Was it a full film?
No, it was a short film.
So it was just that one part?
Oh, this is such a funny story. Mutual. I had never acted before in my life ever.
Okay.
And we were doing the 48-hour film festival project, which is where you have to write, shoot, direct, edit, and upload a film in 48 hours. And it has to be about 6 minutes long. It's a short film. But you only have 48 hours to do it. You have to shoot it, you have to write it, you have to edit it, you have to get it out. Like, you have to do everything. And so we had such a small team at that point that we didn't have a female lead, but the director had a very clear vision. And he's like, I want you to be my assistant director. And I'm like, well, okay, hear me out. I've never acted before, and this is just like a one-off competition. It's not like a big deal. Can I act? I think I can do it because I know your vision. I know what you want. Can I act? And he goes, sure. And so we do it, and it wins over 24 awards.
Wow.
And I got Best Actress
What?
multiple times. And so I'm like, okay, maybe I can act. And that's how I got my acting career started, is with this film.
Hey, see, you never know. You never know.
Yeah.
What? Okay, let's play this, and then I kind of want to talk about it because it's such an interesting short film
Yeah.
that I kind of want to know where the mutual part comes from,
Yeah.
and then what like the backstory of how this was created.
Absolutely.
So let's play this short film, Mutual. Enjoy. Get your popcorn out. Kick up your feet. Relax. Get your muffins out,
Get your muffins out.
and let's do it. Mutual.
I believe that this place is ours.
I know, right?
I got some good news. I got a promotion.
I have a surprise for you too. I love you.
me. Where's my clutch? Cal, hey, pay attention. Where's my clutch?
Do you expect me to know what the fuck that is?
Yes, it's my little black purse. I used to wear it everywhere to every event we went to. I'm gonna be fucking late. This is ridiculous. I have to go.
Late again. And whose fault is that? Is that my fault?
You know what, Cal? You know what? Fuck you. Where's my clutch? Hello? Where's my clutch? Cal?
I don't know. If it's not there, then go look for yourself. I don't know.
Fucking damn it. You kept this? Whatever, Cal. Where's my clutch, Cal?
Again, how is that my responsibility?
So over your shit. You see what you're fucking doing?
You see what you're doing?
This is exactly why we're not together
You want to
anymore.
know why we're not together anymore? You're irresponsible, frivolous, airheaded.
Anal retentive, heartless,
Airhead.
douchebag. I'm so sick and tired of your bullshit,
You know what
Cal.
I'm sick and tired of? Having to take care of you, look after you, watch over you. You're a fucking adult. Do it yourself.
Found it. I don't know why everything with you has to be so meticulous all the time. I'm sorry that I like to have fun, Cal. Is that what you fucking want to hear? I'm sorry that I have a life. I'm sorry that work isn't the only fucking thing I care about.
You want to know what I'm sorry about? I'm sorry that I paid for absolutely everything while you sat your ass on the couch, daydreaming about some sort of fantasy job, which, by the way, is never going to fucking
Where do
happen.
you fucking think I'm going? I'm going to a red carpet event for my movie that I directed. You know what? Fuck you, Cal.
Fuck me? No, fuck you. Maybe if you hadn't been living every single day like it was some sort of party, then your fucking body wouldn't have rejected our child. I love you. You know what? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. Is everything all right?
We're gonna be late for the red carpet interviews.
Bye, Cal.
I'm gonna make a movie though.
Oh, hey.
Scene jail. Take one. Marker.
Really?
You want his face.
Jail?
I agree. All right. And scene shoe. Take two. Marker.
Nice. So, talk about it. Brag about it. Where did what was your parts? Name all your parts. Go ahead.
So
give yourself
I was
credit. This is where we give
Leah.
your credits.
I was Leah, and I played, I played Leah, and I was Malia. And I was the lead actress, and I was also the assistant director, and I also helped write the film.
Nice. So what was it based off of? Where did the story come from, and what was the point you guys were trying to get across?
Yeah, so the director came to me, his name was Maverick, and he had just gotten out of a 12-year relationship.
Oh my
And he goes, I want to make it like a marriage story with Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver. I want to be that, but I want it to be a glimpse and moment of time of the relationship. And I don't want it to be completed or ended. I just want it to be raw and what it means to be in the middle of a breakup. And that's what we did. But I was also kind of grieving the end of my divorce as well. And so the way I helped write it is that I asked the other lead, the guy who was playing with me, his name is Joe. And I was like, okay, so what are your biggest characteristics that you hate in a partner? And he goes, well, I hate when they're like airheaded and like, you know, like all the things he listed in the film. And I'm like, he's like, well, what about you? Like, what do you hate? And I'm like, well, I hate when they just don't like pick up what they're doing, or they don't help me, or they don't feel like they care about me. And he's like, okay, well, why don't we use those characteristics against one another when we're having our fight during the fight scene? And so it was kind of improv actually during that part where I'm like, you're fucking he was like, you're airhead and like irresponsible and you forget things, which I do. And I told him that, like, I'm like, I just met him. And so we were like trying to like list off things that we hate about each other, and we just met each other. And I forget things a lot, and I'm like kind of irresponsible in a way. And I'm like, well, you're a douchebag and you don't ever like care or listen to me. And so we kind of use that to like feed off of our characters so that we had this more raw kind of reaction. And I think that's what made the film so good.
Yeah, definitely. And then also being in that zone yourself, you know what I mean? You kind of release it at that point as well. You know, it's like the things you probably would say in real life.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it was kind of therapeutic.
And where did the term mutual come from?
So Mutual, Maverick came up with that name because he wanted the name to mean that they were both mutually assholes. So at the end of the film, you kind of walk away, not really on either one of their sides.
Right.
You're like, they were both kind of sucked.
Yeah.
And they did. And my character sucked and his character sucked. And so mutually they sucked. And so it was kind of like this mutual ending to this relationship that, okay, we both suck for each other and we both suck. And so like mutually, like, let's just break up, you know?
And I think that's interesting because a lot of people need to understand that every breakup is mutual. You know what I mean? Even though people like to be like, oh, that was your fault. Oh, it was your fault, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, it's always mutual.
Yeah. Very few circumstances that aren't, but yes.
And even then, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess I can
and
see
even
that,
then,
yeah.
because I've seen some women in some very abusive relationships, and it's kind of like you didn't deserve it.
No.
But there was still a chance you could have got out. You know what I mean? Unless like it's very rare. You know what I mean? But there's just a lot of times where people, at the end of the day, you make your decision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's so many things that you can do to get out of a relationship, unless you're binded, like literally, like by the hip. There's very little. You know what I mean? And I hate when women and men put themselves through certain situations, and I'm like, just get out of it. Yeah, but at the end of the day, there's, you know what I mean?
I feel like the really great thing about Cal and Leah is that they understood that they were terrible people, but the thing is that they didn't want to admit it though.
Right.
And they were both too stubborn in their own ways. I feel like it reminds me a lot of me in the past and like being in my early 20s. I feel like I really was stubborn in a lot of ways and stuck in my own ways, and like this has to be a certain way in relationships. And I feel like I grew and I moved past that, and yeah, it's nice to grow. It's nice to like see.
And that's the important part.
Yeah.
I think taking some kind of accountability, even if you take it later in life and be like, oh, you know what? I did do that. Maybe I should.
Yeah, I've been taking a lot of that lately, a lot of accountability for like things that I in the past where I'm like, I actually wasn't the best person in that situation, or I could have been better. I could have said something better. I'm absolutely all for that now. And that's so important. I feel like enough people don't do that.
Yeah, definitely. So talk about your film festival. What can we expect? Where can they go to get tickets? Who needs to be there?
Yes.
Date, time, place. and then your upcoming projects.
Yes, anyone and everyone, 21 plus is available to go to the event. Please come, invite your friends, family, everybody who just loves film, cinema, Hollywood magic, just anything, dressing up even. But we have tickets on Eventbrite. You literally just search on Eventbrite, C-47 Film Festival. We have our website. Yeah, it's all right here. So it starts off at 2 p.m. with the opening ceremony, and then we have a 9 p.m. After party. We're going to have all the film show. We're going to have feature films, short films, documentaries, TV pilots. It's also going to be hosted by JC Rubio. He was an on-air host and celebrity interviewer for X Factor, Dancing with the Stars, America's Got Talent, American Idol. He's absolutely brilliant, and so we're very excited to have him. But it's going to be at Millennium Fandom Bar. It's going to be local here in Las Vegas. Please stop through. Anyone and everyone's invited, and we would love to have everybody there.
Nice. So go get your tickets. Save the date. And what do you have coming up that you want to share that you can share?
I'm working on my short film Split, which we're filming, and then that's going to be probably released to the public maybe in like a year or two. I'm working on my feature film, which is about what happens when we all fall asleep, and it's about if you're able to record your dreams, audio and video.
That would be so cool.
And then you can cut them up and make them into movies.
Ooh.
So it's about me kind of in the future. It's about this girl named Daisy, like the flower. But the movie is called Daisy, and it's on the play of the word days. So it's DAZ/E.
Interesting.
And it's because it's about what happens if I, in the future, was able to open up a film production company and I was able to record all the dreams of my actors or me or like whoever, and we can shoot them up and make them into movies and people can go watch them so they can go watch the dreams. And that's where the whole film is kind of comprised of. But then you start realizing, what is the dream world? Where do we go when we fall asleep? Wait, what if the dream world is our reality and reality is
That part.
yeah. So that's exactly what the whole film is about. And then it's kind of like learning about, you know, what happens if we are kind of in a simulation and dreams are the real world, or what if we can upload our subconscious or download it or transfer it to different dreams or worlds or parts or universes, you know? So that's where the feature film is kind of coming from. Working on another feature film with an amazing filmmaker. Can't talk about that one either. We're trying to buy the rights for it right now. But I have so many things I'm working on that I can't even talk about, but I'm excited. But I can talk about the film festival, and that's happening in 2.5
Well,
weeks.
stay tuned. Go support. You know, film is coming to Vegas now. We're going to have our own Disney World. We're going to have our own Universal Studios.
Yeah.
We're going to have our own Hollywood here. So make sure y'all get in. If somebody was interested in working with you in a short film, music video, commercial, anything like that in your list of things you do,
Yeah.
how do they reach out to you, or what kind of criteria are you looking for?
Yeah.
Screenwriters?
I'm not looking for any specific criteria, just anyone who wants to create. But if you have any ideas, just message in my my Instagram. It's C47 Studio, and that's it.
There
Just
you go.
DM me.
Get in it, y'all, because I know so many people who are in that world, but they just don't know how to get into it. You know what I mean?
I mean, same.
Especially in the higher level, because it's such a, you know, the things that
It's
are
a
coming
lot.
out about Hollywood, people are like scared now.
It's
know,
all about
so.
networking. Just get yourself into the events.
Go to
talk
the film
people.
festival.
Go to the film festival. Literally.
Network.
Literally, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So before we get out of here, we actually made the whole hour. Sheesh. We can talk, girl. We need to get some tea. We can talk about this stuff for days. It was great to meet you.
No, it was wonderful.
Shout
Thank
out to
you.
Logan for referring you.
I had an amazing time.
And before you leave, I ask everybody this, and I want you to be as confident with your answer as possible.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
What do you want the world to know about Malia Aniston?
That I created some really cool art that made an impact on people and maybe changed their perspectives or minds or state of mind, I guess. Yeah.
There you go, you guys. Make sure you go check her out on Instagram. Check out the website. Check out the short films. Check out everything. Go check out the film festival. Support, not only because she's a boss chick, but, you know, she's part of this whole new world that's about to come to Vegas. So get on it or get lost. Support or don't. hate, whatever. Either way, she gonna blow up. She gonna be amazing. Thank you so much. And shout out to everybody who watched and who's gonna watch. Till next time, we got some
Muffins.
we got a muffin coming for you. Muffin baskets for everybody. You get a muffin basket.
You get a
Oh no, that's too much. I'm not Oprah. But next time we got a group of some really amazing music artists. There's some young, fresh guys who are doing some amazing things. So make sure y'all look out for them in May. I'm only doing one of these a month now. So make sure y'all stay tuned, chime in, and I appreciate y'all.
Bye.
See ya. Go enjoy this beautiful weather.
Bye.
Bye.